Hello to everybody that has stuck around for my next review. Welcome to my YouTube channel once again. For everybody that has been watching at home, at school, in a hotel, or wherever you might be right now, this is Kier's Reviews. And this is my review of the awesome new thriller flick, Bad Times at the El Royale.
What are you doing here, Father?
Do I know you, son?
No, but I mean, this is not a place for a priest, Father. You shouldn't be here.
We might need to work on your sales pitch, son. The El Royale, no place for a priest.
I don't like getting myself too excited for movies because sometimes I get very disappointed. But with this, it exceeded my high expectations. Bad Times at the El Royale just crushed it, and it felt riveting the whole time, which is something that is hard to find in films nowadays. The casting was incredibly on point for this, with Dakota Johnson, Jeff Bridges, John Hamm, Lewis Pullman, Chris Hemsworth, Cailee Spaeny, and Cynthia Erivo delivering Oscar-worthy performances. Both Lewis Pullman and Cailee Spaeny deserve a lot of recognition. They just both developed so well throughout, and it just astounded me at the level that they could deliver. The best thing about all these wonderful and exciting characters were the connections they all had with each other, whether it be a love or a hate relationship. To avoid spoilers, I will not highlight who my favourite connection was, but Bad Times at the El Royale knew how to deliver excellent performances and wonderful connections.
It's a little too quiet in here. It gives me the willies.
The story was captivating in itself, but what really accompanied this well-made film was its soundtrack, which really packed quite a punch. Songs like This Old Heart of Mine by the Isley Brothers, which was featured in the trailer and sung incredibly well by Cynthia Erivo, and Can't Take My Eyes Off You by Frankie Valli just fit in the most perfect ways. Movies like Baby Driver and Shaun of the Dead, both coincidentally directed by Edgar Wright, wouldn't have been what it was without its soundtrack, and it's unfortunate to say that Bad Times at the El Royale would have suffered a bit without the 60s music.
That's me. We're in a hotel. El Royale. I'm with M. See you again soon.
Howdy.
Rose, what did you do?
Fortunately, nothing disappointed me at all with this movie because the height of intensity was just there without doing too much to establish it. John Hamm was most of the reason, along with Chris Hemsworth, that really helped make this film such a great film. Goddard produced beautiful camera work and outstanding set design. It is truly one of the most brilliant films ever created, and I've only been astounded this much by searching, as I kept feeling like I didn't know what was going to happen next. And honestly, I truly didn't. But the big thing that would keep certain audiences away is the level of gore and blood that I've only ever seen in Tarantino films, and Brawl in the Cell Block 99. Bad Times at the El Royale is a lot like Tarantino's The Hateful Eight, but it was done 10 times better. Everything just seemed to click with me throughout the long runtime, and I'm glad that I didn't give this a miss.
I've done horrible things. So's everybody. Shit happens. Get the whiskey.
Bad Times at the El Royale is a wonderful movie with unpredictable plot twists, exceptional casting and chemistry, a smartly written script, and high intensity levels. I expect to see a lot of Oscar nominations for this movie, as it deserves a lot of recognition, whether it be surprising performances from the likes of Dakota Johnson and Lewis Pullman, or fantastic costumes and design. Bad Times at the El Royale just clicked with me 100% and could not lose my attention from the second I saw Nick Offerman walk into his hotel room. I paid attention to every second and enjoyed it, so Bad Times at the El Royale deserves a thrilling 10 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching. What did you think of Bad Times at the El Royale? Let me know your thoughts below. If you like what you're seeing here and you want to see even more, check out my channel and be sure to have a look at my previous reviews of First Man and A Star Is Born. As always, be sure to follow and subscribe wherever you may like to watch. This has been Kier's Reviews, and I'm signing off for now.